Hi guys, Queen of Flannel here. Welcome back to the channel. And welcome to part 3, and I'm pretty sure the last part of our Miss Penny color along. So I did do 2 of the balloons off camera because I wanted to have an idea of how I wanted to do them before I colored them with you guys. So we're gonna color this balloon. We're going to work on her collar and maybe just some other little fine tuning. So this video probably isn't gonna take too long. I know the last one ran a little long. I also did some work on her hair up here, so we'll see. I may do some more of that on camera with you guys. So I went back to the Copics just to pick my colors, and I didn't really have the reds that a good selection of reds that I thought went together for what I was trying to do. So I did pull a couple Ohuhu markers from the other stand on my desk. Now, I have a lot of markers from Ohuhu. I think I have the majority of the sets that they put out, including the big 320 set. So I know some of the numbers have changed, and I'm not exactly sure which series these are, but they are the brush and the fine tip. So I will put the marker numbers and the corresponding color in the description below, like I usually do. But so yeah, originally when I started working on this top one up here, I had like a big, huge, open white space in the center, and I didn't really like the way it looked, so I just kind of kept going back and playing with it. And let me make sure this is tucked behind there. So the first color that I'm using is a Copic, and it is R89 Dark Red. And I've already gone in and pre-shaded where I wanted things darker. And let me see if I can get you guys in a little closer here so you can actually see what I'm talking about. So I did go in and used my grays in the areas where I wanted darker, and that still allows me to be able to pull my color out and get some of that red. And so I am going to start with my darkest color. And really a lot of this was just eyeballing it as I was going along, trying to figure out where I wanted to leave the little like white spots, and there was really no rhyme or reason to it other than, you know, just trying to figure out lighting wise where I felt like those highlights would be. This marker feels a little dry, and I'm not sure why, because I don't use it that much, and it sits in the stand on my desk. I always keep my alcohol markers like horizontal, so not quite sure what we got going on there. And I don't have a refill for this one. Unless this was just one that was kind of on the edge. So I did take my Copics with me on my deployment, and they did not enjoy the environment over there, even though I had them in my air-conditioned dorm room. So yeah, I was not having that issue with this marker the other day. But yeah, I was really pleased with the way the other two came out, so. But yeah, I'm really excited to finish this project with you guys, and then I have a couple smaller videos for the rest of the week. I'm filming this on Monday, but it won't come out until Tuesday, so that's when you guys will be seeing it. And then I have a couple other things planned for later in the week, which should give me time to go through my books and my supplies and plan out my next project. I guess I've kind of changed my thought process on what and how I record. I used to stay away from multi-part videos because they never seem to really do well. I don't know if it is just because people come in and say, oh, it's a part 2, and no matter what I did, adding the part 1 as like a title card, it's just kind of like if you have to go hunt for it. Well, really, So I tried to stay away from that, and I ended up with a lot of whips and unfinished projects. And with the when my brain is processing with the thyroid disorder, it's been easier on me to just pick one project, and if it takes 3 videos to finish, then it takes 3 videos to finish. Okay, so now I gotta remember, I guess it doesn't really matter. So I think I don't remember the order I did these in, but it's fine. It doesn't really matter. I think it was this one. But yeah, so I've been really trying to plan my projects out rather than just grab something and record because I feel like I have to. And I am trying to get away from and I say this, and I have a supply video coming out later this week, but I don't really, in terms of supplies and gear and whatnot, I have so many art supplies. I don't really need anything else unless there's something new and oh, I gotta have it, or a brand that I really like their stuff. So I think I want to focus on using what I have and shift gears. Just and actually talk about the project. So along these edges, I'm just taking, in random spots, little like slivers and leaving them white, just so I get that reflection or reflective looking mylar balloon look to it. But anyways, yeah, so I'm trying to behave and not buy a bunch of supplies and really use what I have. But there are definitely some books coming out from some of my favorite artists that I will attempt to purchase. But yeah, it's been better on my mental health to just focus on one project. And this is one of the Ohuhu markers. This is R8 Geranium. And I really like the brush nibs on these Ohuhus. I mean, you can't really tell, like, aside from the shape of them, they both come to like a really fine point. But I feel like sometimes the Ohuhu, the very like tip of the marker, is actually better for like these really like precision like areas that I'm trying to create, these really tiny white spaces. It's like you can really get up on the tip of the marker. I always have a hard time like leaving white space with markers, just because I feel like I need to fill it all in, like the edges for whatever reason just irk me. But I really on these have been trying to like ignore that. I'm gonna turn this just a little so I can get up here and you guys will still be able to see what I'm doing. And again, I am trying to leave some little white spaces up here. And they should look, random and uneven and not perfect. These were actually really really fun to do. Like I've never colored Mylar balloons before. I might go in here with like a gray or something around this edge to just kind of separate these two balloons. Okay, so we're gonna put the geranium aside and we're gonna move on to, this is R4 Deep Red. So this took a little bit to get blended out, so I didn't have such harsh edges on it. I probably could have used the blender marker to prime the paper, but I didn't. There is an angry cat outside my door. I don't think the mic will pick it up, but I'm pretty sure that's Esther outside my door. She's been following me around like a little shadow the majority of the morning. Which usually happens when I come back from a drill weekend, and I had drill this weekend. She usually spends the first night ignoring me, upset that I left, and then when she realizes I am back, she follows me all over the place. I don't really like the way this looks right here, so yeah, there's definitely something up with this marker. So we're back to, this is the Copic, the R89 Dark Red. I just ordered a bunch of, I went through all of my Copics before I put them in the new like holder on my desk, and tested them all out and figured out which ones I needed refills for, and ordered a bunch of refills, and this was not one of them. So here I am just kind of making these little like wiggly lines. They just give the balloon a little bit of texture. And some of these areas where the edges are a little sharp, Yeah, this marker is a little funky. And I don't think I have an Ohuhu marker on my desk that's close to this color that I can swap out to, so I'll just have to be careful. And we're almost done with this balloon anyways, so. Just trying to make sure that tonally they fit. This one fits the other two. So back to the Ohuhu R4 Deep Red, and again, I'm just gonna take this in a couple spots around some of the white space in around the edges. Just give it a little swirl in here. Back to the dark red with the Copics. And let me just see what I can do over here. This is probably too light. Okay, so of course every time I'm like, all right, ready to move on, I find another area that I want to touch up. Okay, we're gonna leave the balloon alone for a little bit, And we're going to move on to the collar over here. So I think, because this is what's on my desk, I'm going to try this and see how it works. This is Prismacolor Eggshell PC 140. I think I'm just going to try and use colored pencil on the collar here. And I do have a brown on my desk that I think I'm going to use in some of the really deep areas. And then we'll blend it out. So I am using the lines and the shading that Anastasia gave us. But I am not going to color the entire ruffle. Apologies for having to turn the book, but it's just easier to work at this angle to get to this side. Okay. I'm pretty happy with the way that looks so far. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with, this is Prismacolor Dark Umber, and it needs to be sharpened. And I'm going to try and keep this just to like the edges. And this is the same color that I used up in her hair to do the detail work. So I feel like that kind of ties it together. Just try not to like miss any of these like folds or edges. Okay, let's blend this out and see where we're at. A little more brown in this corner. Now I'm just kind of adding as I go. I really like the way this is turned out so far. Let me see here. Alright, I feel like it needs a little more of the eggshell in a couple spots in here. Not a lot. But it just looks a little too white. Just looks like smudgy down here. I think I got some black from the background when we did that. Okay. Pretty happy with how that looks. I'm sure once I let it sit and come back to it, I'll probably make some like final, just real little like revisions or uh, adjustments to it before I put it up on Instagram. But let me zoom us out. I'm gonna put a pin in this and call it done. So I'm really, like I've said like 3 times, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. It was neat to work on the an image with so many, you know, different elements, different supplies. We got to try some things I don't think I've ever used on the channel, so that's pretty cool. If you have not watched the other 2 parts, if you're coming into this later, they'll both be linked in the end cards that should pop up on the screen momentarily. And yeah, thank you guys so much for all of your support. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to get notified when I post additional future videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much.